Hi everyone, it's Lonnie, and today I'm going to be working on prompts, joy prompts. That's hard to say fast. Okay, so snippet roll, and all the stamping I did a while back on scrap pieces of paper and don't know what to do with. I'm going to be making a snippet roll with them. I've already prepared some labels and worked on a few embellishments. Some don't look too great, but we're gonna see what we end up with here. So first I need a base for my snippet roll. So I'm just taking some of the papers that I had written scripture on. So I'm going to use some of those as a base. And I'm going to be using some of the treasures that I found at our thrift store the other day. So the idea of the snippet roll is to make clusters for our journals. Because I'm working on a joy journal, I figured it would be good to have some prompts on the pages that would remind people why they should be joyful, full of joy. All right, so let's see. I have so many pieces that I stamped on. So I'm just gonna, ouch, okay, hot glue gun. Okay, never mind. So I'm just putting out some of the, I stamped on everything I had that I didn't think I was going to use. This, I'm not sure, one side didn't work and then the other side didn't work. So then I just kept going. For variety's sake, let's pick some different pieces here. Okay, I like that one better. I'll probably attach with the hot glue gun today. That's why I didn't pick that one, because it has something. And I'm limited on room, of course. I had a pile set aside. Now it looks like I picked up the wrong one. Okay, those two. I'll just make a short one right now, and I'll do some more off camera later. All right, so I will be using that, but not just yet. And I will be starting with the Elmer's because it's just paper to paper. So I'll start at this end. and pick a side, any side. Now you can overlap these if you like. This way I have the script sticking out a little bit. Then I don't have to add it on top unless I want extra. Good idea, right? Okay. Well, I thought it was nice. Sometimes you need both hands. I'm just going to slide that underneath there. It'll dry fairly quick. Some of my images didn't stamp, and I found out it was because the base I was using to put my stamps on was bent, so then I had to get a different one. And I thought I could just separate that there. Elmer's a little slow today. Doesn't want to come out so readily. That's okay. So for this one, I'm just gonna draw in some lines. We're gonna add some decoration, so it won't be too obvious. Just sketch in some lines to fill out the missing lines there. Okay, like so. And I need a little something to catch the drips. I want some space in between, but not necessarily all space. In some place I just want to do a little bit of accenting, not to overwhelm what I've already put down. Alright, so a couple of things to show you before I start. I went to the thrift store and I bought some silk flowers. So little bouquets like this. I don't intend to use the whole thing, but if you pick apart, if you pick some things that have smaller pieces, let's see what this one is like. You have to take it apart because I want mine to lay flat. And the way they're attached is with this rod in the center that has the center of the flower in there. At first I was careful to put the center back, but I decided a better idea would be to pick a rhinestone, like on this one. I picked a rhinestone this is an attempt at putting the center back. It's okay, but I prefer the rhinestone. This one is attempting to put the center back using hot glue, and I didn't like that because there was too much glue, so I won't be using that. Then I picked out a bouquet of hydrangeas, but they're green, but they had this really nice sparkle to them. So I picked that apart, and I got these petal things that I thought the smaller ones could act like leaves because they're nice and flat. So what I did was I made this cluster using, well, this is a loaded cluster. I started with jeans. I put my label on it, and then I had found this lace at the thrift store. That's 2 for 1 basically. It's a really pretty design, and I might use some of it like that, but I thought it would be really cool to cut off the flowers and use them as standalones. So there wasn't much of it, so I grabbed it. Anyway, so then there's the green hydrangea petal with the flower from the lace and my label. And I want to explain about my name, Grace Blossoms for You. It's not just a name, and the reason I went with it is because when we open ourselves to what the Lord has for us, it acts like a flower. Well, it doesn't act, but the grace that we avail ourselves to, it opens up to us, and it kind of resembles a flower, because a flower, when you first see it, it's closed, and then it begins to open. So the more you avail yourself to His grace, the more it will blossom or open up for us. And so that's why I picked that name. Alright, so I wanted to just share that. Then, what else? I got this, well, funny enough, they call it seam binding, but it just looks like lace to me. So I thought it would be interesting to separate these a little bit with the seam binding, and then just use different colors. I thought that was dark blue, but I think it's black. And there's different colors that I picked up. There's a blue, light blue, but they have put staples and everything, so I have to pick those apart yet. I found a brown, but it's very wide. I was just thinking I could also separate the strands here, but I won't do that right now. I'll just stick with the solid colors. Some of it's still in the packaging, which is why it's odd that it's labeled stretchable seam binding. And look at that. That's pretty old, I suppose. But anyways, that's all right. All right, so why don't I start with the blue? And so just kind of want to do that. And then I'm going to just put a little bead of glue on the lace part here. If I can get just a little bead of glue. I also made some labels, just hot glue and paper and jeans. Also made some more traditional labels. This lace thing for a divider, I saw Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah using this technique the other day. I thought it was worth a shot. That was a good video. If you don't know who she is, look her up. It's funny with this hot glue stuff. I think it's not so hot, and then it ends up being hotter than you think. Alright, so just a little tangent again on this one. I got these cheap rhinestones at the dollar store, and tweezers sometimes come in handy. Because they already have glue on them. And maybe it came off already. I think the glue stuck to the base that it was sitting on. Oh, great. Okay, so I'll just try this. And grow some tough skin, I guess. And then you just gotta pick off the threads. But that doesn't look too bad. As soon as I can get it to unstick. Let's try another one, see if we can get this to cooperate. I think it's stuck to my tweezers. Speaking of opening the flower, get it in the center, like so. Alright, so then we can use those. Then I'll put those aside for now. And I'll get back to the lace, I guess. I haven't made a lot of snippet rolls, so it's one of those things where you hope it's going to work out, because try this instead. Maybe just use some plastic. Sorry, I decided not to prepare. Well, I prepared a little bit today, but not as much as I usually like to prepare, because I'm finding it a little too taxing, and there's a lot of pressure when I think in terms of, oh, I have to get everything just right so that I can make a video. Well, this is my journey, but it's not necessarily to make videos the way other people do. I'm not promoting a business. And so if you're here with me, it's because you want to be, ouch. Okay, gotta stop doing that to myself. It's because you want to be here, and I appreciate that. I want to do this with you rather than for you. Like, this is not like a... Okay, I'm just going to stop talking because I don't really know how to say what I want to say. And that's another thing. I hate it when people say the word constantly. I don't know why I'm still rattling on. Okay. I think I'm not going to put one there. I just put the longer one here. I think what I'm trying to say earlier is that I want to enjoy this more and not just stress out about what it's going to look like. So hopefully you still like to join me. Okay, so that's going to be my snippet roll. Then I'm going to just find places to put accents in. I'm not sure if I thought this through very well. Also, I have a ton of butterflies that I can use. Ton. Some smaller ones. I still have some of the ones I watercolored and stamped. I think I want to focus more on, like, should probably just start at an end, I guess. Like the labels, where would they go? There's lots of room for that one over there, but it looks a little disjointed. And then we could, of course, cut these apart. I'm thinking on either side of the lace. That label looks like it's too big. So these prompts, I think I would actually cut that right there. So I've got two fabric going on here. I could put one of these little flowers in the corner. That looks a little too organized though. If I'm going to cut that there. Alright, so far this isn't really working out so good. Alright, let's go to a butterfly. A butterfly sitting in the corner. Something like that. I think the first one's gonna be the hardest. Alright, so that's mostly paper there, so I'm gonna go back to the Elmers. Although the hot glue sets faster, I can see it and it's a little bumpy. Basically, you end up using the glue that you like and you like the results of. But for the sake of speed, because I won't see it on the butterfly because it's solid. Try to squish it down. Alright, so then when I cut that one, it'll be on that side. So, God is good. Yes, He is. And I forgot to ink that. If I don't do it right away, I tend to forget. Not going to ink the jeans though. Let's see what else. I suppose I could have left more room so that I would have, you know, a lot of more greater variety to put things. More space to work in for clusters and that. So that could be something for next time. Since the lace is going to be on the side of things, I guess it kind of makes sense that my clusters and that would be attached to the lace. Need a short one. I'm trying to think ahead because if I do cut it there, then this one is kind of a waste. But now it's attached, so I think probably what I should have done is make these all the same size. Would look a little more organized, right? If they were all the same size. But like I said, this was made from scraps, so I tried to kind of get them the same, but they're not. That one already has words on it. So, okay, I'm kind of starting to second guess what I'm trying to do here. Let's You know, it's funny, you got so much stuff and then you gotta put something together and doesn't really feel like you're prepared. So now I have to decide, is it more pressure to think of something in advance or to think on the fly? Okay, I'm going to work on this and then I'll come back and show you what I ended up with. Alright, so I found that I work much better when I have time to actually concentrate on what I'm doing and not having to worry about what I sound like or look like on the recording. So I did finish. What worked best for me actually was to cut the snippets and work on individual clusters. So here is what I came up with. I did use a lot of butterflies. I used the little lace flowers. I used the stamps that I had. Don't know if you can see them all. Yeah, you're still good. And that one. So that's 10 clusters I didn't have before. I'm glad I did this because I like clusters. I just don't usually get around to making them. I had all those stamped pieces of paper that I didn't know what to do with. So this is what came to mind, and this is what I ended up with. I really like them, and so, well, what happened was at first I thought I'd made a mistake and I didn't think this was gonna turn out to be something that I could use or even would want to use. And now that it's finished, but see, what I had to do was I had to do it the way I could do it, and that was, like I said, to cut apart the snippet roll and to work on the clusters each by themselves. Just it gave me a smaller amount to focus on, and so yeah, I really like how they turned out. So if you would take away anything today from this, it would be that, you know, sometimes things don't look the way you think they should, but if you keep going and don't give up and keep trying different things, sometimes things do work out. So I pray that this blessed you in some way, And I wish you a great week, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for now. Bye-bye.